want to get back into that pattern where they're winning every series. They have a chance to do that this afternoon as they take on the Atlanta Braves in the final game of this series. The Twins lost a game to the Braves. They lost a game in the standings to the Tigers yesterday, but still lead the American League Central by 3.5 games. And in the National League East, the Atlanta Braves have recovered from a slow start, and they too are leading their division. And welcome to Target Field. Good enough afternoon to play outdoor baseball without any rain. We expect an interesting ball game here this afternoon along with Burt Blylev, and I'm Dick Kramer. So we've got two first-place ball clubs, and you'd expect when two good teams play that you'd have a well-played game and a well-played series, and we've had just that.
And we've had some well-played pitching games so far. In Game 1, the Twins ended up winning 2-1, but really the story of the night was Francisco Liriano. 11 strikeouts, a season high for Liriano. And he was down 1-0 until the seventh inning with the game tied 1-1. Delman Young knocked in the go-ahead run. Last night, another good pitching performance by Nick Blackburn and Derek Lowe. But it was late in the ballgame that the Atlanta Braves put runners at first and third and one out. And then the squeeze play perfectly executed right here by Brooks Conrad, the third baseman, as Blanco scores the third run for the Braves. And that's the way the Twins lost right there, 3-2.
Terribly premature to even look this far down the road, but the way the games have been played, it'd be fun to have the Braves and Twins in the World Series once again. The way the Twins are getting good starting pitching, it certainly looks like they might be headed to the postseason.
Well, I'll tell you what, the pitching staff has really pitched outstanding. Starting on this road trip is our homestand, it was Kevin Slowey, 7 shutout innings against the Kansas City Royals. Carl Pavano, Liriano, and Blackburn have all done their job, but really the highlight so far in the last 3 starts has been for Kevin Slowey. Now, over the last 2 so far in the month of June, he's given up only 1 earned run in his last 14 innings pitched, coming off 7 shutout innings against the Kansas City Royals. He faced the Atlanta Braves 1 time back in 2007, and he beat them here at the Metrodome.
Well, absent any postseason games between the Braves and the Twins, this will be the last time Bobby Cox will manage against the Minnesota Twins, and a special connection to a longtime member of the Twins coaching staff. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
look to take the rubber game of the series between themselves and the Atlanta Braves. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Rich. And obviously, Twins manager Ron Gardenhire is building a stellar career. But when you look over in the Atlanta dugout, it's pretty amazing what Bobby Cox has done with the Braves. He has been in baseball basically his entire life with over 2,400 career victories. He obviously loves the game and has been in it for a long time. He spent some time with Twins bullpen coach Rick Stelmazik. The two actually worked with each other when Cox was the manager of Stelly back in 1976.
He's a lifer, that's how he is. I mean, he loves the game, and he's doing something he likes to do and enjoys doing, and therefore it's not really work. And at times just kind of clicks by, but he's a good baseball man.
Oh, I loved him on our team. An old dirt guy that, was old schooled and still is. Been here for 33 years now in Minnesota, and has had quite the career. As we say, it beats better than working.
Two of the guys that make baseball so great, Rick Stelmazik and Bobby Cox. Opening pitch coming up next here on My 29.
Today, and the Atlanta Braves and Minnesota Twins will finish their interleague series here, with each team winning a one-run ball game. In fact, the Twins have played 3 straight one-run ball games, losing 2 of them. The Verizon batting order for Bobby Cox and the Braves. Martin Prado leading off. Brooks Conrad playing for Chipper Jones and playing very well, we might add. Jason Hayward, Brian McCann, Troy Gloss, Eric Hinsky, Yunel Escobar, Melky Cabrera, and Gregor Blanco.
And the Schmelz Countryside Volkswagen scouting report on Kevin Slowey, the starter here this afternoon for the Twins, making his 13th start of the year. And most impressively, Kevin Slowey, who in his first 9 starts had only 1 quality start. And a quality start is when you pitch 6 innings or more and give up 3 earned runs or less. His last 3 starts have been outstanding. And I mentioned in the open, he defeated the Braves back in 2007. He beat Kyle Davies at the Metrodome, a starter for the Braves at that time, now with the Kansas City Royals, 7-3 in that ball game.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins, and of course it's kind of a different look almost necessarily. With Denard Span out of the lineup in center field, Michael Kadire will play there. Young and Kubel will play on either side. Harris, Plouffe, Punto, Morneau, and Butera behind the plate. Well, the Twins committing 20 errors. And Denard Span getting his first day off with an off day scheduled tomorrow. Twins like to do that. Most teams do. They like to double up one off day with another and give their center fielder a break here.
Well, the center fielder here this afternoon will be Michael Kadire, moving from right to center as Jason Kubel is out in right field. Well, Kevin Slowey, all about control. He's not a ground ball pitcher, a fly ball pitcher, so he's pitched very well here so far at Target Field. 4 wins, 2 losses, making his 8th career start here at Target Field. And his 2nd career start against the Atlanta Braves. And in interleague play, Kevin Slowey 7-2 in 12 career starts, interleague starts, with a very good ERA of 3.04.
Here's Prado to get things started, and he takes up high, ball 1. Prado with hits his last 3 times up in the ball game. He got a 2-out double and scored in the 5th on another double. Singled in the 7th, got the hit and run single in the 9th inning that immediately preceded the squeeze play that gave the Braves the game-winning run.
Yeah, Prado leading the National League with 87 hits and currently 3rd in the National League in batting average at .326.
And fouled again. 1-2. Both teams a little dinged up. The Twins, of course, with Denard Span out of the lineup. The Twins playing without their middle infield combo of Hudson and Hardy. Bobby Cox playing without Chipper Jones in the lineup. Omar Infante not on the disabled list, but he fouled the ball off his foot the other day. He's unavailable for play today. 1-2 to Prado. And a pop-up to short right field. Kubel comes in. 1 away. And in today's game, we're participating in the Home Run Challenge. Today, every home run in this game raises $14,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by calling 800-798-CURE or 2873 or go online to www.pcf.org. Already 34 home runs hit, raising close to $500,000 for prostate cancer research.
Yeah, 1 in 6 American men will develop prostate cancer.
Strike 1 to Brooks Conrad, switch hitting third baseman for the Braves. A chance to compliment Conrad on his bunt. There's another called strike 0-2, and so that was a pretty tough pitch to bunt last night. Harris pitching one down and in, and Conrad with the squeeze play on made contact and put it on the ground.
Oh, it was a great play. You don't see it happen too often, but it was perfectly executed. That inning was perfectly executed by the Atlanta Braves. The hit and run put on by Prado got Blanco over to third base, and then on the second pitch, after he swung at a high fastball, Blanco did not leave until Maharis let go of that ball. It was perfectly executed. There's no way to defend it.
2-2. The Twins have done such a good job with the Braves in not walking them because they lead the world in walks taken. Only 3 walks issued in the 2 games. The liner to right and the base hit. And the 1 walk to the number 9 batter last night ended up being the difference in the game because of how the Braves executed after that.
Well, the Twins pitching staff, the fewest in the major leagues as far as allowing the least amount of walks, and Kevin Slowey a big reason why. All the staff has done a good job of this, but only 15 walks in 70 and a third innings. Slowey has given up 77 hits in the 71 innings pitch, 49 strikeouts. He's given up 8 home runs, a couple wild pitches.
One of the walks issued last night to this guy, Jason Hayward, who struck out 4 times on Friday, went 0 for 4 last night, but did not strike out. He has really been piling up the strikeouts over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, 55 strikeouts and 210 plate appearances so far this year.
Slowey just misses that inside corner. Brian Runge has not called that pitch a couple of times already in this first inning.
And that's a big part of Slowey's, there's the umpires right there. That's a big part of Slowey's, attack toward home plate is working the corners.
1-2.
So as a pitcher, if that umpire's not giving it to you early, you keep hitting that spot, especially in counts like this, 1 and 2, until he opens up and you show that umpire that you can hit that spot. He'll give it to you eventually.
That's hit a long way foul down the left field line. And out of play.
Well, strikeouts come with a young kid like Hayward that's only 20 years old. 10 home runs. He's driven in 42 runs. So off to a very good season in his rookie year. National League Rookie of the Month in April and May.
Foul back. Until this latest spate of strikeouts, he's drawn as many walks as strikeouts, which is something you look for. A young guy, does he have plate discipline? Will he take a walk? And this guy has shown that. It's just that he's been whiffing a lot lately.
Yeah, 39 walks so far on the year with the 55 strikeouts.
Another 1-2 pitch to Hayward. And Butera blocks it, but not enough of it. And Conrad will go to second base.
Well, Conrad did a very good job right there. One thing that Paul Molitor, the Hall of Famer for the Milwaukee Brewers and part of the Twins organization now, once that ball hit the ground, Butera getting it down on both knees to block it, but Conrad saw it right away and he scooted over to second base. A wild pitch will be charged to Slowey, allowing Conrad to move up a base.
And now on 2-2. Another foul. Slowey's thrown a lot of pitches here already for just having 1 out in the inning. 16 pitches. A lot of foul balls.
Well, he and Scott Baker probably get the most foul balls of anybody on the staff because they have that high fastball. There's not a lot of sink on the pitches from Kevin Slowey. Pretty straight fastball, but he's got some pretty good giddy up on it.
Busted bat and a fly ball down the right field line, and it's going to fall in fair territory. It'll score a run, and Hayward, who sticks his bat in the grass between the mound and first base, gets a busted bat double, and the Braves get the first run.
Hayward picking up his first hit in this 3-game series. And a pitch up in the zone. You can see about thigh high. And even though the barrel of the bat went flying, the ball right down that right field line, Kubel has to get it back in. But Hayward with his 12th double of the year, and the Braves take an early 1-0 lead.
43 runs batted in now for the rookie, and here is Brian McCann. Breaking ball and missing inside again. Ball 1.
Slowey coming off a great start against the Kansas City Royals, where he worked 7 innings, gave up only 3 hits, no walks in that ball game, with 3 strikeouts.
One and 0. And now 2-0. Menard's key stat, the Twins' pretty good record when Kevin Slowey starts a ball game.
You know what Slowey's been able to do, and that's stay away from the multi-run inning. Only 3 times this year in all the innings he's pitched, almost 80 start innings, that he's only allowed more than 1 run an inning. And that's big. That's big, especially early in the game. You know, you don't want to be down 2 or 3.
Right.
If you can just be down by 1, the offense feels that, you know, he's, you know, you're still in the ball game. A lot of pitches thrown by Kevin Slowey, 20 of them so far.
The 3-0 pitch to the cleanup hitter is taken for strike 1.
Slowey, 26 years old, in his 4th season with the Twins.
Fouled away, now 3-2.
A lot of people remember Kevin Slowey last year. He was off to a great start, 10-3. Probably would have made the All-Star team, but then that right wrist started to flare up, and in early August he ended up having season-ending surgery on that right wrist.
He was hit by a line drive late the season before, a Juan Uribe line drive, and he pitched with a bone chip in the wrist and finally couldn't deal with it anymore, and now a walk will fill first base, and Slowey off to a rough start here today. A single, a double, now a walk, and Troy Gloss comes to the plate.
Well, last night Nick Blackburn on the mound. You think in situations like this, especially a guy like Troy Gloss, if you can make him hit it on the ground, maybe a double play, but Slowey doesn't get a lot of double plays behind him. Only 3 so far, and this is his 13th start of the year.
Gloss has hit into 7 double plays, and Slowey could use a little good luck here, or good fortune. If Gloss can hit it hard enough at somebody, maybe he can get out of this inning in just 1 pitch. There's a fastball right down the middle.
Well, Slowey has faced Gloss before, and he's been able to strike him out 2 times in the 3 at-bats they've faced each other.
Oh, 0-1 to Gloss. And a liner to center, and that'll drop in front of Kadire. Hayward held up momentarily. Kadire's throw to the infield not in time, and it's 2-0. So 4 straight batters have reached. Gloss driving in his 47th run of the year.
Yeah, Gloss, a guy that likes to extend his arms. A big man at 6'5", about 240. Ron Gardenhire coming out. Trying to settle down his right-hander.
Rick Anderson not in the dugout. And Gloss hit it right off the end of the bat. A soft line drive to center, and it's 2-0.
That's 47th run driven in on the year for Troy Gloss.
So a good start for the Braves. And Eric Hinsky comes to the plate. Gloss really turning it on from the month of May forward. Johnny Gomes of the Reds and Gloss leading the league in RBIs, and a dangerous hitter in Eric Hinsky, the designated hitter. He drives it to right. Kubel hoping for a bounce, hard off the wall. It'll be another Atlanta run. Throw to second, and the ball gets away and bounces into center field. Another run is going to score, and Hinsky will move to third. So a very rough first inning here with 4 hits and a walk in succession, and now an error on the play, and it's a quick 4-0 lead for Atlanta.
Yeah, it should be an RBI double for Eric Hinsky, high off that wall. Close play at second base. Nick Punto trying to get Hinsky stretching this into a double, but the throw right into the sliding Hinsky. So Kubel should be charged with an error. Ball got away from Plouffe right there in the center field.
Kubel or Punto?
Excuse me, Punto.
Right.
Yeah, Punto.
Still only 1 out in the inning, and Slowey has thrown 26 pitches, infield in, and it's already 4-0.
Yeah, Punto did get the error. That's his 3rd of the year.
Slowey, who had been so good and so often would throw 13, 15 pitches in an inning, has thrown 26. Still only has 1 out on the board. Pop foul and out of play, 1-1. Escobar, the Atlanta shortstop, trying to get one through a drawn-in infield. Punto snags it on one hop and from a knee throws him out, 2 down.
Oh, nice play right there by Punto. That ball hit pretty hard right there, but Punto just sticks that glove out on the left side of his body and at least saves a run for right now.
Here is Melky Cabrera, infield back at normal depth. Check swing, and Butera has to shuffle to his right to keep Hinske at third base.
And Slowey making his 13th start of the year, only the 4th time he's allowed a run or more in the first inning. Had an inning like this against the Chicago White Sox here back on May 11th. He gave up 5 runs in a Twins 5-2 loss, but all 5 runs came in the 5th inning.
Two and 0. Pop up. And Butera over for a look and makes a nice catch over the railing. But a good start for the Braves and not so much for Kevin Slowey and the Twins at 4-0. Second, Joe Bauer's the designated hitter hitting third. Then Justin Morneau, Michael Kadire, Jason Kubel having a good homestand. For that matter, so is Delman Young, Brendan Harris, and Drew Butera.
And the Schmelz Countryside Sob scatter report on right-handed starter Chris Medlin. Medlin making just his 7th start of the year, his 20th appearance. He's been a spot starter for the Atlanta Braves over the last couple years. A guy that I was told has a very good changeup and excellent control so far on the season. Only 9 walks and 53 1/3 innings pitched.
1 strike to Punto, taking over the leadoff spot for Denard Span. 1-1. So much discussion over the winter and even in spring training as to who would be Span's replacement in center field. And just as intriguing, who would fill in for him in the leadoff spot when he's not there. And at least today, it's Nick Punto.
Yeah, Nick Punto's a good fill-in right here. I mean, you know, the average down a little bit for Punto. But a guy that can get on and steal some bases. 5 stolen bases on the year.
2-2.
That's what you want your leadoff hitter to do. get on, create some havoc on the base paths.
A little bouncer to the right side. Prado has it. Punto retired, one away. The Braves put together a 4-run inning after the leadoff man is retired. Here are the Braves defensively, brought to you by Northland Ford. Cabrera in left, Blanco in center, Hayward in right, Conrad and Escobar left side of the infield, Prado and Gloss on the right side, and McCann back behind the plate.
You know, Dick, as a former starter, I hated innings like that Kevin Slowey had. You know, you go out there and you put your team right behind the 8 ball, right off the get-go. And hopefully Kevin Slowey from here on out can put some zeros on the board so the Twins offense stay in this ball game.
And Medlin's hitting the corners early on. Strike one to Plouffe. Plouffe just called up when J.J. Hardy was put back on the disabled list a couple days ago. High chopper over the mound. Shortstop Escobar throws him out, 2 down.
Well, Kevin Slowey right there talking to Carl Pavano. Rick Anderson not with the ball club today, attending his daughter's graduation. So that's why in the first inning you saw Ron Gardenhire, the manager, go out and try to talk some calmness into Kevin Slowey in that rough first inning.
Daughter Ashley graduating today. Congratulations to the Andersons. Here's Joe Mauer, the designated hitter. And he takes outside, ball 1.
The Twins have never seen Medlin. Medlin has a good fastball in the low 90s, sharp curveball. He'll mix in a slider, a little cutter in on left-handers, and I was told he's got a very good changeup.
You mentioned he's a spot starter. He is spot starting because Jair Jurgens has been on the shelf with a hamstring injury. Jurgens, the former Tiger prospect, has really developed with the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, young man, I was hoping that would pitch for me in the World Baseball Classic, but could not get the permission from the Atlanta Braves.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, he was trying to make the club, too, last year. And he made the club, and he had a very good year.
2-1 to Mauer, hoping to get aboard here for Morneau. Medlin misses inside. It's 3-1.
Scouting reports on Medlin say they remind a lot of scouts are reminded of Jeff Montgomery of the Kansas City Royals. Not a big guy, 5'10", about 190, but a bulldog out there.
Mauer fouls it back to the screens. 3-2.
Medlin, 24 years old, signed by the Braves out of Southern California. Back in 2006.
That is foul. Just landed on the foul side of the chalk line.
Yeah, it looked like the changeup right there, clocked here at 81 miles an hour. So Medlin on a 3-2 pitch. Mauer, barrel of the bat, got out a little early and hit it foul.
Three and 2 to Mauer. And he slaps one foul the other way. Mentioned the Twins and Braves have played a couple of one-run ball games. 3 straight one-run ball games for the Twins. And 6 of their last 8 games have been decided by 1 run. And they are 3-3 in those 6 games. Another 3-2 pitch to Mauer. And off the handle of the bat, foul. So Mauer single-handedly trying to run up Medlin's pitch count.
Medlin last year made 37 appearances. He made 4 starts, 3 wins, 5 losses last year for the Braves.
That's hit deep to the left field corner, but Mauer standing at home plate will watch it twist foul. You know, the Twins, as much as they're banged up a little bit, They're kind of banged up at the wrong spots. You know, when you've been forced to play as the Twins have without a couple of infielders like Hardy and Hudson, you'd like to get as many of your potent bats in the lineup as you can. There's another foul. But it's been tough for Ron Gardenhire to get Jim Thome into the lineup because right now Delman Young swinging the bat well. Kadire, Span has been in the lineup. Kubel. And now today, Bauer the designated hitter, and Thomey's just kind of waiting for his chance. Another 3-2. And a drive to center. Blanco retreats. And finally the Bauer at bat ends. And Medlin has a 1-2-3 first inning.
Field. First time he's done that here at Target Field, and I spoke to him about that this morning, and he said it's almost enjoyable to not have that big wall behind him today. That's the most exciting part of his day. He says when you're in center field, he says you take charge of the outfield. He'll call everybody off, and he says he has to go after every single ball with all that he has. In the right field position, sometimes you get an opportunity to lay off balls. But here he says today he's got to take charge out there. But his favorite part of the day is not having that big wall lurking behind him for the afternoon. Dick and Bert.
Thank you, Jim. One strike to the number 9 hitter, Gregor Blanco, starting his second game for the Braves.
Yeah, I think that's unique at this ballpark. Target Field is that right field wall. I mean, you know, you have so many different angles, so many different balls that can come off so many different caroms. So, yeah, this is probably like a day off for Michael Kadire out in center field.
You know, just think of all the different positions that Michael has been asked to play. Drafted as a shortstop, third base, first base, second base. So he's had every place professionally covered in the infield. And I don't know about left field, but now center field and right field. Two and two, the count to the leadoff man here in the second.
Well, Blanco, very good speed. We saw that last night when the Tigers ended up, or excuse me, the Braves ended up scoring that winning run on that hit and run by Prado. I mean, he scooted. He was taken off, but boy, did he scoot between first to third. Choking up on that bat, just trying to put the ball in play.
Bouncer to second. Punto has it. Over to Morneau, one away. Twins baseball on My 29, brought to you by Comcast High Definition. You brought up a good point about that squeeze play. So much pressure is put on the batter, the bunter, but the runner has to hold his water too. If you leave too early, the pitcher can see it coming, and if you see a play like that developing as a pitcher, aren't you supposed to throw it high?
Well, see, it was perfectly executed because Jose Majares is a left-handed pitcher.
Right.
So he doesn't see that runner, over his right shoulder when he's winding up. As a right-hander, a lot of times you can get that leg up with a runner at third, and you can kind of pause a little bit to see if that play's going to be on. So the right pitcher was on the mound. Conrad did a great job of laying it down, and Blanco did a great job of taking off. As soon as Majares started his windup, he could take off because Majares couldn't see him.
1-1 to Prado. There's a high blast to left field. And Prado has hit his 6th home run of the year. And it's 5-0 Atlanta.
Well, your goal out there as a pitcher after you have a bad inning is to go out and put a 0 on the board. But Slowey's control really off here so far this afternoon. It's the 9th home run that Slowey has allowed. And for Prado, his 6th of the year, and that gives the Braves a 5-0 lead. That fastball right into that swing of Prado.
And into the second deck as it turned out. The ball thrown back on the field. Well, let me ask you this, though. If you sense on the mound, or you can see it developing, the runner coming in from third, you're a right-handed pitcher.
We go over that play in spring training. I know what you're going to ask me. I was taught to try to throw the ball on top of home plate. As low as I can on top of home plate. Not up, because the hitter could still get the bat up there. It's going to be harder for him to go down. So I was taught to throw that ball almost on top of home plate or at the hitter, one or another.
Okay.
But again, as a left-handed pitcher, you don't see him.
The home run hit by Prado raises another $14,000 to support prostate cancer research. You can make a donation calling 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org.
Yeah, we got something here. It says in 2010, more than 192,000 men will be diagnosed with this cancer.
Conrad strikes out for the second out of the inning.
Slowey picks up his first strikeout.
Ron Gardenhire was saying on his radio show today that if they had known it was coming, the Twins instruct their pitchers to throw it high, letter high or above, to try to get the batter to pop the bunt up in the air, and then you can potentially get a double play.
Yeah, the best thing to hit the hitter in the ribs.
It's a dead ball. The runner's got to go back to third.
That's right. And that hitter can feel it all the way down to first, hopefully.
Here's Hayward, 1-0 the count. And Hayward.
Let's take a look at this squeeze last night in the 9th inning. Now, Majares already had a high fastball to him, and see Blanco taking off right there. Majares had no play. Actually, Majares' only play was try to get Conrad at first base.
1-2 to Hayward.
But you saw Blanco, as soon as, Majares being a left-handed pitcher and his back is to that runner, he took off. And you just hope that the hitter at home plate has it.
Hayward goes down on strikes. A couple of strikeouts finish the inning, but the Braves add one more on the Prado home run. TwinsBaseball.com. Justin certainly deserving to go to the All-Star game, but deserving, too, to be voted in by the fans.
I can see the difference in the numbers between Justin Morneau and Mark Teixeira. I mean, Miguel Cabrera should be where Teixeira is, but and hopefully Justin will go. It would be his 4th All-Star appearance. I think he'll go. He'd like to go in as, you know, as voted in by the fans.
Morneau takes outside, ball 1. Then there's the whole matter of the home run derby that Morneau might participate in. Way out in front, 1-1. That's a good changeup we were talking about.
That's a very good changeup right there and a fastball count.
And there it is again.
Well, what makes a good changeup is the arm motion. It looks like a fastball and you pull the string. I mean, the Twins have had some great guys out there, pitchers that have had great changeups. I go back to Frank Viola and, you know, Johan Santana, Brad Radke. And it looked like he went 3 in a row. And I remember Viola, he would throw sometimes 12, 13 changeups in a row because the hitter's thinking fastball with that great arm motion. And that, I mean, it even has some movement on it. So Medlin picks up his first strikeout.
1 away in the second, and now Michael Kadire will hit. I told the story on the air. I remember Viola was going through a stretch where a very good hitting team, the Boston Red Sox, couldn't do anything against his changeup. And he was in one of those streaks where he had thrown several in a row, and finally Dwight Evans connected and hit one out. And Evans pumped his fist as he went around the bases like he had just won the World Series because they had finally made solid contact with the pitch. Behind third, Conrad picks it up and throws Kadire out, 2 down. And that'll bring up Jason Kubel.
That looked like another changeup right there. Kadire's barrel of the bat way out front. Conrad has made some very nice plays down at third base over the last day and a half.
Oh, what you'd like to do is start your comeback earlier than you did the other night against Kansas City when the Twins fell behind 8-1 and made a game of it and ended up losing by 1 run.
Boy, he's hitting his spot so far. Good fastballs away, good fastball in right there to Kubel. Started Kadire off with a breaking ball, then got him the ground out on a changeup.
Strike 2.
Again, in interleague play, you can look at all the video you want, but, you know, hitters say, you know, I'm sure they saw videos on this young man right here, but until you go up there and see him a time or two, the pitcher always has the advantage if he can make it, you know, over 3 or 4 innings.
Nice running catch and left by Melky Cabrera. So Medlin got Kadire out on changeups. Or Morneau out on changeups, getting Kubel out on fastballs, and he's got a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings. With the Braves jumping on Kevin Slowey early.
Yeah, 4 hits in that first inning, 4 runs, only 3 earned runs, and then he gave up that home run to Prado in the second.
Brian McCann ended up drawing a first inning walk and scoring. He takes strike 1 from Slowey here to start the 3rd inning. Pirates are leading the Tigers 2-0, bottom of the 7th, hoping to win the final game of that series. Detroit's won the first 2, 1-1.
See, that's the only thing I don't like about interleague play, Dick. I mean, we don't play the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're basically in last place.
Right.
Does the Detroit Tigers play the Atlanta Braves?
Yeah, they do, actually. And,
okay, then there's another team that they play that we don't play.
Right. Detroit has to go to Atlanta. But I'm with you. The interleague schedule, you would think there would be a way to determine a division champion. It doesn't make any difference which division, but let's keep it in the American League Central. The 5 American League Central teams should have to play the same team.
Right.
And that's the way it used to be. They kept it within divisions. There's a called 3rd strike. And McCann is retired. Remember, it was just flip-flop from year to year. We played the National League Central for, I think, the first 6 years of interleague play, and everybody played the same teams.
Well, Kevin Slowey trying to do what Francisco Liriano did the other night, trying to rebound. And Liriano had 11 strikeouts, 7 in a row at one time, and Slowey right there, his 3rd straight strikeout. Yeah, I agree with you, Dick, that, interleague play has been nice, but enough is enough. I'd rather have the Yankees come here or Boston come here twice or us go there a couple times.
Only because I think it's going to keep going. My hope would be that there'd be a way to figure out a division champion by season's end with every team playing the same teams.
Yeah. My thing is, too, also Boston Red Sox. We're done with them. We played them 5 times. We're going to play the Brewers 6 times this year.
Sharply hit. Gloss has another base hit, his 2nd of the ball game. A 1-out single in the 3rd. You can visit the official online shop of the Twins at twinsbaseball.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the twinsbaseball.com shop. And along the way, accept no substitutes. Gloss aboard Hinsky, the hitter. Drove in a run with a double his first time up.
Yeah, Gloss picked up his 2nd hit of the ball game, and for the Braves, their 6th of the ball game.
A high pop-up left side of the infield. Plouffe calls for it. Out number 2. We throw out our recommendations regarding interleague play, knowing full well that the Twins get 6 games this year with the Brewers, and the Brewers are not having a good year at all. So we're not, I don't think, at least I'm not, proposing or suggesting that the Twins are, getting a short end of the stick here with some tough teams like the Phillies and the Braves and all that. The Twins get the Brewers 6 times, and they've got one of the softest records in the National League. But especially having witnessed what we've witnessed out of the American League Central the last 2 years, it'd be nice if, when it was all said and done, you had a champion that had the best record under similar circumstances, a similar schedule, the other teams in the division.
Yeah, they all played the same teams.
2 strikes to Escobar. It's a half swing. He must certainly have gone around, and he did. A couple of strikeouts in the 3rd, and a scoreless 3rd, most importantly for Kevin Slowey.
My dad always did,
Yeah?
but I don't have any, no.
Delman Young. You know, I'll bet you do someplace, because I think a few years ago somebody sent us bucket hats with our names on them.
Right.
Delman Young taking a strike. Twins still don't have a base runner. The Young Harris. Here's a chopper left side. Conrad slings it over to Gloss, one away.
I think that I gave the hat to another guy named Bert.
You did?
Christmas present.
Here's our Arby's trivia question. Which pitchers won the most games in Atlanta Braves franchise history? It's now, do they mean in Atlanta, or they're saying franchise? Oh, in Atlanta. Okay. All right. Well, it's got to be John Smoltz, doesn't it, or Tom Glavine?
What do you think, Greg Maddux, maybe?
Yeah, Maddox got a lot of them with the Cubs. It's got to be Smoltz or Glavine. It's got to be Glavine.
How about Phil Niekro?
Well, he didn't. He goes back to the Milwaukee Braves. I'm going to go with Tom Glavine. One strike to Brendan Harris. Hit the ball hard a couple of times last night. Got a base hit.
See, Glavine pitched for the Mets too. I'm going to go with Nuxie. Phil Niekro.
All right. 1-1 to Harris. You know, indirectly, some would say even directly, the Minnesota Twins are responsible for the Braves being in Atlanta. And for the longest time before the Twins were here, the Milwaukee Braves area extended through Minnesota and into the Dakotas. Popped up. Might be playable for the catcher, McCann. He's got it. Out number 2. And then when the Twins came here in 1961, within a matter of, 5 years, I guess, the Braves left Milwaukee for greener and steamier pastures in Atlanta. And then the Brewers moved from Seattle after the 1969 season. 2 down, and here's Drew Butera. Strike 1.
Well, Medlin attacking the strike zone. Medlin doing a very good job so far. 34 pitches, 27 have been strikes.
One and one.
Medlin came up last year. I mentioned he made 37 appearances, 4 starts. This year started the season in the bullpen, and then because of some injuries, getting an opportunity to start.
Sharply hit, picked off by Escobar. 3 perfect innings for Chris Medlin. 9 pitches gets him through the third, and it's still 5-0. You can ask us a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Luke Hankey from south of the border, Stacyville, Iowa, wondering whether we think all of the Twins starting pitchers will win at least 10 games.
As long as they stay healthy, I think they will. I mean, all the Twins starters, other than the Rays, I don't think any other starting staff has more than 5 wins per starter. So, yes, I think they will, as long as they stay healthy.
Stacyville is just across the border, a little bit south of Austin.
I was just told that the Yankees also have a staff that all their starters have won at least 5 games. Javier Vasquez pitching a lot better for the Yankees now.
Of course, he was with the Braves last year. Melky Cabrera being dealt from New York to Atlanta so the Yankees could get Vasquez to fill out their rotation. There's a fly down the left field line and a long run for Delman Young. But he's not going to get there. The ball lands in foul territory. You don't know. You're talking about health of the ball club. A year ago, everyone thought Kevin Slowey was on his way to a 20-win season. But then something came up.
Dangerous little spot right there. You saw Delman Young know that ball was going to be foul because the stands shoot out right there, right down that line. Great place to watch a ball game, I'm sure.
Fouled back by Cabrera. Cabrera fouled out to Butera to end the first inning when the Braves opened up a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, Dick, you were talking. Kevin Slowey 10-3 last year in 16 starts. So yeah, he was off to a great start. And sometimes with the stands coming out like that, you get line drives.
Be ready. But the one thing, of course, that this ballpark has that the other stadium did not, the seats are facing where the foul balls are coming from. So fans, there's a pitch just off the outside corner. Very close pitch, 1-2. The fans are in close proximity to home plate, but it's easier for the fans to follow the foul balls because they're facing the seats. They're facing the field. Slowey bobbles it, recovers, fires, and gets Cabrera one away.
I mean, you don't have to sit down the left or right field line with your body turned halfway in your seat to see home plate.
I go to a chiropractor every other week because of the 1987 World Series when my seats were down the left field line and had to turn my neck for 3.5 hours every night.
Well, Slowey's momentum takes him a little bit to first, but he knocks this ball down, doesn't panic, barehanded, and get it quickly over to Justin because Cabrera moves down that line pretty quickly.
Here's Gregor Blanco, bounced to second his first time up. Referenced the ball game the other night against Kansas City when the Royals jumped out to a quick 8-1 lead. Ultimately, the Twins' comeback started after the pitching staff started to put some zeros up on the board. That's what Slowey did in the third, hopes to do for a good while now. Strike one and now strike two.
Well, one thing as a starting pitcher, when you have a poor start like Slowey has here this afternoon, you can't bring it back. There's no mulligans in the game of baseball. So you have to tell yourself, I need to get deep into this ball game and keep it at the score it is. And right now it's a 5-0 deficit. But Slowey picking up some strikeouts over the last 2+ innings, his 5th of the ball game.
There's an exciting online auction going on at twinsbaseball.com. The Twins Wives organization is calling it the Clubhouse Cleanout Event. And they put together great packages that include autographed and game-worn merchandise or the use of Jim Thomey's personal suite for a game in August. Go to twinsbaseball.com and click on the community tab and look at all the auction items and place your bid. Proceeds benefiting the Twins Wives organization and the Twins Community Fund.
Again, the Twins Wives, they dedicate a lot of time back to the community. Congratulations to them.
1-0 to Prado, who homered his last time up. Solid liner, too tall for Plouffe. And Prado gets another base hit, his second of the ball game.
We mentioned he got 3 hits in last night's ball game in his last 3 at-bats. 0 for 4 here on Friday night. A very short, compact swing for Prado.
Martin Prado having a good series here. Brooks Conrad has been playing now the last couple of games in place of Chipper Jones, who was scratched from the lineup about 55 minutes before game time last night. Bobby Cox said this morning Jones still probably a day or two from rejoining the lineup. The Braves, like the Twins, have tomorrow off. And in the case of the Braves, they really could use it. This has been a grinding stretch of 20 games in 20 days for them.
They've been on the road, too. This is their 11th game on the road.
And everybody with the Braves, and it was true for everybody who's come through here the first time, but everybody with the Braves raving about this ballpark. There's Prado leading the league by plenty in the hit department. I like what Bobby Cox said. He said if he were to build a ballpark, he'd build it exactly like this one. Fly ball to left. And Delman Young should end the inning. And does. A hit, no damage done, but the Braves still lead 5-0. Into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Almost 2,500 hits in his career, his 17th season at the major league level. You can see where he ranks, a career 306 hitter. Again, a switch hitter hitting 300 from both sides of the plate. 6-time All-Star, won a National League batting title in 2008.
Punto takes ball one. Third base is the least represented position in Cooperstown. There are only 10 third basemen who've made the Hall of Fame. Now, Harmon Killebrew played some third, but he did not play third base as his primary position. 1-1 to Punto. Twins looking for their first base runner, and Punto lifts it foul. Now, some of the names would be easy to get. Some of them are old-timers that most fans wouldn't know about. Frank Home Run Baker hit like 90 home runs in his career, but that was his nickname because of a different era. Boggs, Brett, Brooks Robinson, Mike Schmidt, contemporaries. George Kell just passed away about a year ago. Harold Pye, trainer. So Chipper Jones, if or when he gets there, will be joining really select company at third base. 2-2 to Punto. And now 3-2. Been a couple of these 3-ball counts, but obviously no walks.
Yeah, Chipper Jones a lot like Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray went in as a first baseman. You know, a guy that has power from both sides of the plate. Great career hitter. Medlin has retired all 9 batters he's faced.
Trying to get aboard here.
Young Chris Medlin just making his 11th career start, his 57th career appearance at the major league level.
And another foul.
Punto having an at-bat like Joe Mauer had an at-bat against Medlin in the first inning. Mauer ended up flying out to center field for the 3rd out.
And there's the first base runner. A leadoff walk here in the 4th. Now the Twins have to do what they can to do something with it.
That's called baby steps. That's how you get back into ball games. Maybe a leadoff walk will hopefully create some havoc on the base paths. Nick Punto can do that, but down 5-0. They have to look at Medlin, and see what kind of move he has home. They say he's very quick home, very good slide step. Gonna throw over.
The other night when the Twins had their 5-run 7th inning, they put that inning together with 6 straight hits after the first out of the inning. And again, the Twins can get a couple here and keep working on the Atlanta lead. You won't need a 5-run inning to jump back into the game. Bluth takes a fastball, strike 1.
Bluth last night laid down 2 very good bunts when asked to. 3rd throw over right here.
And a small example perhaps of why the Twins and Braves are each in first place. When's the last time we've seen a game, even at this highest level in the major leagues, where 3 bunt attempts were all made successfully? Usually somebody screws one up or bunts a couple foul, then has to swing away, or the sacrifice isn't completed.
Well, I think we're seeing a new era of baseball. The steroid era is behind Major League Baseball, and you're seeing guys that now are starting to steal bases. You're seeing pitchers, I think, pitch a little bit better ERAs, not as much power in a lot of the lineups that used to be. And right there, Medlin ends up picking up a strikeout on a called 3rd strike, his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. Shaving the outer half of the plate, a perfect pitch. And Bluth goes down on strikes.
Twins need to try to do something with the leadoff walk here. Mauer at the plate had a long at bat, ended up flying out to medium deep center field. Apparently Bobby Cox and the Braves think that even though the score is 5-0, the Twins might consider sending Punto here. A number of throws over.
Well, those I don't think are coming from the catcher. Those are just, the pitcher just going over.
Inside a ball.
A lot of times if it comes from the dugout, the catcher will put a little thumb or something to throw over once you get in that stretch position. But most all the throws are like right here. He'll just throw over before he looks in for a sign.
And now 2-0. Missing again, and Medlin nearly walked Mauer back in the first inning, and now he's in danger of walking 2 men in front of Morneau. Twins will be hoping that Orlando Hudson can play on Tuesday, if for no other reason than get him out of the dugout.
Well, he's out down there talking to himself.
Talked to Derek Lowe this morning, and he said, you know, Hudson was chirping at him the entire game last night when Lowe was out there pitching, and Hudson was talking at Derek Lowe the entire night. 3-1. Mauer to right field. Caught by Hayward, and Punto will retreat. A well-hit ball for the second out.
Well, he got his count in his favor, got a fastball, but then a lot of top spin right there off the bat of Joe Mauer, lining it out for the second out. Hayward just having to go to his left to get that ball back into the infield.
Here's Morneau. Struck out on 3 changeups from Medlin. There's a fastball that misses inside. Ball 1. So Hudson apparently making a call here.
He's having with some. Is it maybe Derek Lowe on the other side? He's.
That was a fly ball to left.
Went the wrong way.
And Cabrera puts an end to it. 4 no-hit innings for Chris Medlin, and a 5-0 Atlanta lead. A 4-run first, and the Braves have a 5-0 lead. The Twins are still looking for their first hit. There's a little squibber up the line, and Hayward, who shattered his bat in the first and got an RBI double, just squirts one up the line for an infield hit to start the 5th.
Not much you can do about that right there. Hayward gets his second hit of the ball game, and the 7th for the Braves. So Justin Morneau, I'll take that. 0 for the first 2 ball games. And here a curveball right off the end of the bat.
Time called by Butera. Twins have only lost 1 series here at home. That was to the Yankees. So they need to come back big time here against the Braves to keep it from happening again. At the knees, a strike. McCann walked and scored in the first, called out on strikes in the third. And now 1-1.
Brian McCann, in his 6th season with the Braves, came up in 2005, 4-time National League All-Star as a Brave. Came into the season a .293 hitter. Born in Georgia, gets to play for the Braves in his career.
Slowly just missing the outside corner. It's 2-1. Now 3-1.
79 pitches for Kevin Slowey.
Hayward goes, and the pitch fouled back. So the Braves putting on a play here with the shortstop Plouffe covering second base last night. Just prior to the squeeze play, a hit and run single by Prado sent Blanco, the runner from first, all the way to third. So now a full count with nobody out in the fifth.
If he ran on 3-1, will he run on 3-2?
He does, and it's a swing and a miss. Gutierrez's throw gets him. So a strike him out, throw him out. And something for Twins fans here at Target Field to applaud.
Oh, Hayward taking off right there, getting caught for the 4th time in 8 attempts. McCann swinging through a fastball. Good throw by Drew Butera as Trevor Plouffe puts down the tag.
You know, Bobby Cox has won over 2,400 games, but you watch a game like last night when everything worked for him. That's how you last as long as he's lasted. The pitching changes he made to keep the Twins from scoring late in the game, and all the moves that all worked for one of the best managers the game has ever seen. 4th in the all-time win list, and so even though he's leading 5-0. Here in the 5th inning, strike him out, throw him out, something that the Twins had happen to them last night.
Yeah, I mean, you never quit playing the game just because you have a 5-run lead. You try to keep adding on, and you know, with McCann up, a guy that you know, pretty good hitter, you take the chance of one of the infielders covering second base, which leaves a hole. Little hit and run. That's how they won last night with Prado with the hit and run put on.
Tapper foul. Talking with Bobby this morning, and he pointed out to me that he was a part of the first triple play that the Twins ever hit into. It was in 1968 at Yankee Stadium, and he was playing at third base. John Roseboro hit a line drive to Dooley Womack. Remember that name?
No.
Womack threw to third to double off Bob Allison at third base. And then Cox threw across the diamond to Mickey Mantle to complete the triple play. It was the first triple play the Twins ever hit into, and it came in early June of 1968. Full count to Troy Gloss. You don't remember Dooley Womack?
No, sorry. I'm sure the viewers at home do.
I remember Dooley Womack's baseball card in the late 60s. Three and 2 to Troy Gloss. And another foul back. Slowly approaching the 90 pitch mark, but after a 4-run first, at least he's hopefully on the verge of completing 5 here.
Oh, very nice. Very nice gesture by that young man right there to give it to the young kid.
There's a deep drive to left. And Gloss sends one into the second deck. And it's 6-0.
The second home run of the ball game that Slowey has allowed in his 10th of the year. 9 of the 10 home runs have been solo home runs. But the Braves take a 6-0 lead. Gloss has that uppercut swing. He always has. His 300. Excuse me, for Gloss. That's his 12th home run, so that's his 316th home run in his career.
And that home run hit by Troy Gloss means another $14,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. To make a donation, call 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. Frustrating. And a couple of solo home runs have followed, and he's out of the game in the 5th.
Yeah, Ron Mayhay coming into the ballgame, making his 18th appearance of the year. 16 innings pitched so far, 16 strikeouts, only 5 walks.
Eric Hinsky, the hitter. And the first pitch tapped foul. Miguel Cabrera just hit a 3-run home run for the Tigers. They now are leading Pittsburgh 4-2 at Comerica Park. One and one. Hinsky waves through it. 1-2.
Mayhay pitched for the Braves back in 2007. Twins are his 8th different organization to pitch for at the major league level.
Still 1-2. Hinsky doubled in a run. Actually, 2 runs scored on the play. He drove in a run with a double, and then the Twins committed an error, allowing another run to score, and it was all part of a rather unsightly first inning when the Braves jumped out 4-0. And another off-speed pitch tapped foul. Hinsky fouls it into himself, and Butera comes to the mound. Young lady got the ball and then didn't know what to do, so she threw it towards the field, and now she's upset.
Well, you've seen a lot of this. You always play catch with your dad or mom, and that's all she was doing. She got the ball back.
Got it back. That's good. Or she probably gone to town team games where you have to throw the ball back, or Legion games.
I'm going to a town team event tomorrow. Kurt Sampson,
right?
Out in Fairfax. Looking forward to that.
Two and two now to Hinsky.
Now, Kurt Sampson usually pitches in that ball game, but he cannot now because of the new kidney he received from his daughter. Glad to say that Kurt Sampson's doing a lot better.
Ninth pitch in this at bat. There's a call, third strike. And the third out comes, but after a Troy Gloss home run sends Kevin Slowey to the dugout. And it's 6-0 Atlanta. To the 1991 World Series in a must-win situation for the Twins. They won thanks to number 34.
Oh, great defensive play right there by Kirby Puckett, and then off of Charlie Leibrandt allows the Twins that home run to beat the Atlanta Braves 4-3. That home run coming in the bottom of the 11th inning.
Michael Kadire leading off the fifth. Bouncer to third, backhanded nicely by Conrad. Low throw, and Gloss digs it out. Jerry White looking at Gloss's foot to see whether he kept it on the bag. And Mike Winters said he did, one away.
Oh, what a great pick right there by Troy Gloss. Conrad has to go kind of backhand this ball, but the throw low. And the ball skipping right there, and Troy Gloss able to get that ball. Now it's 6'5", that helps right there. He kept his foot on the bag. See Kadire saying it was off the bag, but
Kubel gets the first hit as he cracks one into the right field corner. It'll go to the wall, and Kubel will dig for second. So the first hit off the bat of Jason Kubel with one out in the fifth.
And this crowd of about 40,000 people finally get a chance to applaud a little bit here this afternoon. Kubel, with his 9th double of the year, continues to get that average up. Hayward plays that ball and gets it back in.
And now Delman Young. Well, the Twins weren't able to do anything with the leadoff walk Punto took in the fourth inning. Now they need to start chipping away at the 6-run lead. It's squibbed off the end of the bat. And Young is quickly retired. Kubel advances to third. Arby's trivia. The Braves record for most games won. It's got to be Glavine, doesn't it?
I'll go with the old man, Phil Niekro.
266 wins. And you mean none of those were in Milwaukee? Huh. Niekro ended up in the 300 win club, but I think his 300th win came as a member of the Yankees, as I recall.
Yep, in Toronto.
Brendan Harris, the hitter, and the Twins desperately want to try to get Kubel in from third here. They haven't had a runner in scoring position until this inning. Haven't had a base hit until this inning. Down low, ball one. The Twins in the middle of a stretch of games where they have faced or are expected to face Zach Greinke, Tim Hudson, Ubaldo Jimenez, Roy Halladay, Johan Santana, and so far they're being shut out by Chris Medlin. Ground ball to second. Kubel will be left aboard. Medlin gives up a hit but no runs. 5 shutout innings in a 6-0 Atlanta lead.
Can't feel very good anyway. Marty Davis with Cambria for the ball game, having some conversation with Billy Wagner and Jim Thome. Bobby Knight in town for Sid Hartman's birthday get together tonight, his 90th birthday party.
So far, he's seeing a lopsided game. It's 6-0 Atlanta.
My wife and Gail and I will be attending Sid's birthday party tonight. Should be a lot of fun. Sid and I go back a long way. I used to tackle him in a clubhouse many years ago, back in the 70s.
What, I was going to say, when did you stop doing that? Tigers beat the Pirates 4-3. So if the Twins don't turn this game around, the lead in the division will get trimmed back to 2.5. 2-1 the count to Escobar, facing Ron Mayhew, who came on in relief of Kevin Slowey in the 5th. Three and one. Escobar, Cabrera, and Blanco facing the Twins here in the 6th. And sharply hit to left center field. A base hit. And Escobar's aboard, leading off the 6th.
Yeah, first hit for Escobar, and for the Braves, that's their 10th hit of the ball game.
Progressive game reset, with Atlanta doing all of the scoring.
Yeah, 3 earned runs in that first inning, all coming off of Kevin Slowey. Troy Glass 3 for 3 so far in the ball game. Couple singles, an RBI, couple RBIs in the ball game with his 12th home run of the year.
Ball 1.
Martin Prado with a solo home run off of Slowey. Slowey worked the first 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned with a walk and 6 strikeouts.
Swinging a foul.
I mentioned last inning that Mayhew once pitched for the Atlanta Braves back in 2007. He started the season with the Texas Rangers, ended it with the Atlanta Braves, made 30 relief appearances. A very good 2.25 earned run average.
Down and away, 2-1. There's the outside corner. In order, Mayhew has pitched for Boston, Oakland, Florida, the Cubs, Texas, Atlanta, Kansas City, and Minnesota.
Oh,
nice pickup by Morneau, and the tag at second for the double play.
What a great play right there by Justin. As a first baseman, you're holding that runner on. You hop off a couple steps to maybe cover some of that ground between you and the second baseman, and this ball hit right near the bag. He touches the bag, throws to Trevor Plouffe for the double play. Another great defensive play by Justin Morneau.
So 2 down in the 6th. And Gregor Blanco will hit. Blanco with a bouncer to second and a strikeout. Drew the big 1-out 9th inning walk in last night's game off of Matt Guerrero that set up the winning run for Atlanta. And past Mayhew into center field for a solid hit. So a runner aboard with 2 away. Now you can get a behind-the-scenes view of Target Field as public and private tours of the great new ballpark are now available. To find out ballpark tour dates and times or to reserve a private tour for a larger group, visit twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Top of the order now, and Martin Prado. Strike 1.
Prado with that solo home run off of Slowey in the second inning, and then a base hit in the 4th. 2 for 3 in the ball game.
Pitch missing, and it's 1-1. Twins with 3 left-handed relievers, 4 right-handed relievers. Ron Gardenhire said today that the Twins will consider trimming back to 11 pitchers before the National League style play begins next weekend. Driven to left and down for a hit. So 3 singles in the inning against Mayhew. Remember, he gave up the hard smash by Cabrera that was turned into a double play.
And Prado picks up his 3rd hit of the ball game. This guy has a very good, solid swing. Dropping the barrel of the bat, line drive to left field in front of Delman Young. 3 hits in last night's ball game, 3 hits so far here this afternoon.
And a dozen now for the Braves. The Twins have just the 1 hit by Jason Kubel. Brooks Conrad singled and scored back in the first inning when the Braves took control of the game with a 4-run first before the Twins even came to the plate. Here's a high pop-up right side of the infield, and Morneau squeezes it to end the inning. 3 singles, no further damage done, but the Braves have a 6-0 lead. Over Pittsburgh, they swept the Pirates. Steven Strasburg with 8 strikeouts, 95 pitches, and 5 1/3 innings. On his way, it looks, to his second win. Kansas City leading Cincinnati. In fact, they've beaten the Reds now 7-3. Plenty of coming back to do here for the Twins, and Drew Butera will lead off the 6th. Punto and Plouffe will follow. Up and in, ball 1. Twins got a walk in the 4th and a 1-out double in the 5th.
Chris Medlin done an outstanding job so far.
Little fly ball to center. Easy play for Blanco, who hardly has to move. Today's high-speed pitch brought to you by Comcast.
Well, Medlin right now topped out at 91. Kevin Slowey in 4 2/3 innings topped out at 91.
Medlin doing well. In addition to everything else, he's a pretty good hitter. Punto lifting one foul. Medlin is a switch hitter, in fact. And on the bases the other day.
Yeah, this in Arizona. He dove into home plate and ended up hurting his left shoulder. Right there.
His non-throwing shoulder. Punto pops it up. Conrad with the catch, and 2 quick outs here in the 6th.
Yeah, in that ball game, Medlin worked 5 innings. He got a no decision, but the Braves ended up beating the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-5.
So 2 down, and now Trevor Plouffe.
Change up right there for strike 1.
Plouffe is 0 for 2. Called out on strikes in the 4th. He bounced to short in the 1st. And that's fouled off a foot. 2 strikes. J.J. Hardy is on the disabled list. His injured bone bruise area in the wrist area put in an immobilizing cast when he's not getting physical therapy done, ultrasound, whatever they're doing to it. And Bluth strikes out. And Medlin has a 7 pitch, 6th inning.
Allows another run to score. In the second inning, Martin Prado taking Kevin Slowey deep, a solo home run. And then in the 5th inning, with 2 outs, Troy Glaus hitting his 12th home run of the year, a solo home run. Braves have a 6-0 lead.
And Jose Majaras comes out of the Twins pen to pitch to Jason Hayward, Brian McCann, and Troy Glaus. We're in the 7th, and the Twins haven't done much of anything in terms of hitting, run producing. Majaras trying to keep this a 6-0 game.
Yeah, Majaras on the mound when the Braves ended up putting that squeeze play on that scored the deciding run last night. Majaras worked 2/3 of an inning. He threw 7 pitches, 6 for strikes. Allowed 1 hit, that squeeze bunt, and 1 strikeout.
Off the end of the bat, Bluth charges, fires on the run, and got him. Good play, 1 away. And we'll bring up Brian McCann with Jesse Crane warming up in the Twins bullpen. Want to pass along best wishes for a speedy recovery. Gary Swenson had his 70th birthday yesterday. Was supposed to be here at the ball game, but unfortunately underwent a successful heart transplant surgery yesterday. And the unfortunate part is that he had to have the surgery. So we're happy to say everything went well, and we hope to see Gary at the ballpark soon. Lifted foul into the seats. 1 strike. McCann drew a walk in the middle of that ugly 4-run first. Since then, he struck out twice. Twins in danger of losing just their 2nd series at home at a time when the White Sox have played their best baseball. It appears like they were all but out of the race, if that's even possible, in early June. But now the White Sox have won 4 straight. They had a hard time winning back-to-back games, and they've won 4 straight and have a chance to sweep the Cubs tonight. And we mentioned the Tigers have already won. And a roller to short. Boy, Derek Lowe, a sinker baller, absolutely loves this infield. Last night pitching with this tall, thick grass that was wet. Tune in Tuesday night, a special edition of Twins Baseball, and Joe Nathan will join us up here in the booth as our guest analyst. He'll be a part of our broadcast all night long, giving us his baseball insight. He'll be the guest analyst with the Twins hosting the Rockies Tuesday at 6:30 on Fox Sports North. There's Derek Lowe. Two down, and Troy Gloss, the hitter. As Bobby Cox says, that one of the things he likes about the ballpark here is it's got Kentucky bluegrass that you can let grow as long as you want. And of course, the infield grass yesterday was wet with the rain that fell on it over the course of the game. And it was a sinker baller's delight yesterday. Nick Blackburn pitched well. Derek Lowe pitched well. Gloss with a couple of sharp singles and then a home run into the upper deck and left. One and one. There's another one. A rocket into the first level. And Gloss has 4 hits, 3 runs batted in, and a pair of solo home runs.
Yeah, what a great day at the plate for Troy Gloss. Home run number 13 on the year. Well, that's why the Atlanta Braves took a chance and signed Troy Gloss over the winter. So he shows that he's healthy and he can do that. Hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Two down, and here's Eric Hinsky, and another $14,000 raised to support prostate cancer research. You can make a donation by calling 800-798-CURE or going online to www.pcf.org.
Third home run that Maharis has allowed this year. First home run he's allowed since April 5th. Opening day in Anaheim, he allowed back-to-back home runs.
Three 3-0 now to Hinsky. Laid down the left field line by Hinsky, and he'll dig for an extra base hit. It's a 2-out double. So Hinsky gets a pair of doubles here in the ball game, and that'll bring up Yunel Escobar.
Yeah, good hitting right there by Eric Hinsky. I remember last year when I was with the WBC, we're working out at the Pirate Complex in Bradenton, Florida, and Eric Hinsky was, I had a chance to talk to him, and he was just fighting for a job to make that Pittsburgh Pirate ball club. His career was maybe coming to a close. He had really struggled with the Red Sox and the Rays. It ended last year with the Yankees and put some good at-bats together this year for the Braves.
Ron Gardenhire asks for the baseball, and Jesse Crain will come in and pitch next for the Twins with the Braves in front 7-0. Gave up a home run and a double to the last two men he faced. He's out of the ball game, and now Jesse Crane picks up the game.
Yeah, Jesse making his 27th appearance on the year. 25 and a third innings. 7 walks, 1 intentional with 20 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .274 off of Jesse. See if they can get this final out here in the top of the 7th inning.
Haven't had many games like this where it kind of spins out of control early and spins further out of control. We'll see if there's a comeback left in the Twins. They were down 8-1 here the other night in the 7th inning and put together a 5 spot and jump back into the game. But they need to stop giving up runs for that to happen. And Escobar 1 for 3 on the day. And he takes strike 1.
Yeah, Twins came into today's play combined ERA at 3.68, the second best in the American League. The Tampa Bay Rays came in at 3.42. So you're right, the Twins have not had a lot of games like this.
Up around the hands, 1-1. Twins will get an off day tomorrow. It's the middle Monday off of 3 straight Mondays off on the schedule. 1-2. One and 2 to Yunel Escobar. And peels the mask off of Butera.
Well, Escobar fouling this ball off. Butera sitting outside. Catcher, you have to have a strong neck. Take that blow.
Slow breaking ball left very high, and it's 2-2. Crane, the 4th pitcher for the Twins, with Kevin Slowey knocked out in the 5th. Kick away from Butera's second wild pitch. And it's a full count.
And for Jesse Crane, the first wild pitch he has thrown this year. The ball kind of caroms off the glove of Butera.
Walk filling first base.
Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Braves have a curious stat going so far this year. They are undefeated when they've scored 5 runs or more. And to give you some idea as to the tone of this game, or lack of it from the Twins' perspective, it was 5-0 after the first 10 plate appearances. So unless the Twins get this game turned around, final out of the top of the 7th, it's 7-0. The Braves have taken control of this one early on. That's what we're encouraging you to do. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota and the Dude campaign encourage you to get up, groove your body during the 7th inning stretch if you haven't done it already.
Guy that always grooves his body, Orlando Hudson. Hudson always a guy that I think as a manager, Ron Gardenhire wants him on the field because he never stops talking, never stops having a lot of fun. We had a guy like that, Phil Garner and Tim Foley, a couple guys in Pittsburgh, when they got a day off, I mean, they would go by and with their bat hit Chuck Tanner on the shin, and finally they say, get out of here, go back out on the field. But Orlando Hudson on a disabled list, and hopefully he'll be back soon.
Well, the other night against Kansas City, it was 8-1 going to the bottom of the 7th, and the Twins, after one man was retired, strung together 6 hits, scored 5 runs, and nearly stole a ball game away from the Royals. We'll see what they can put together in terms of a comeback here with Mauer starting the 7th.
Well, Chris Medlin has pitched outstanding so far. Only 68 pitches through the first 6 innings. 6 shutout innings. He's allowed only 1 hit, the double to Jason Kubel.
Mauer, Morneau, and Kadire to try to start a comeback here in the 7th.
Medlin again making just his 11th career start.
This one hooked down the right field line into the corner. And a foul ball. There's so little foul territory down there. But Mauer found it. And it's 2 strikes.
Well, the ball just hooks a little foul. Yep.
2 strikes.
About the only area in the booth here that we can't really see is down the left field line in the corner and down the right field line.
Foul back.
What a beautiful ballpark, though. Medlin's longest outing at the major league level, 7 1/3 innings. He did it earlier this year on June 3rd against the Dodgers a couple starts ago.
One and 2. Mauer hit the ball hard his last time up, lining out to Hayward. Pulled foul behind Jerry White. Got the foul ball, and it came off the bat of Joe Mauer. What a throw. Another 1-2. And now 2-2. Mentioned that 6 of the last 8 ball games for the Twins have been 1-run ball games. This one lopsided so far. And Mauer reaches across the plate and lines a single to center to start the 7th inning.
Not too many days this man right here goes hitless. And Joe Mauer hit a ball sharply, like you mentioned, to Hayward in the 4th inning right here. Good tail on that ball. Good sinker down and away. And Joe just reaches out and gets the Twins' 2nd hit of the ball game.
Here's Morneau. Went down swinging in the second, hit a fly ball to left in the fourth. And this one lifted back into the seats, 1 strike. Braves not holding Mauer on, and Morneau lifts the fly ball to short center. Blanco moves over a few steps for the catch, 1 away. Minnesota Twins youth training camps are back this year. They include the chance to play at Target Field. The training camp's mission is to bring quality baseball and softball instruction to kids in Twins territory. For all the dates and locations, log on today to twinsbaseball.com and register for a Twins training camp near you. Here's Michael Kadire, a couple of ground balls to Conrad at third base. Slice to the right field corner, and Hayward will play it on a hop. So a pair of hits and the start of something in the 7th with 2 on and 1 out.
Kadire hitting a pretty good pitch right there. Looked like it was down, that inside out swing. Kadire, the ball had a lot of slice on it. And Hayward, I think, thought about charging this ball, but stays back right there, plays it in front of him.
Kubel got the first Twins hit, a double to right, his last time up. Fastball at the knees, a strike. Two strikes.
Another good changeup right there. Medlin doing a good job of keeping that pitch count down. Those pitches he's thrown was in the 4th inning when he threw 18.
Up and in, foul to the net. Kubel third on the team in runs batted in with 36. 1 behind Delman Young, who hits behind him in the batting order. And Kubel just got a piece of it. That pitch, that off-speed pitch that really dives away from a left-handed batter.
He's got very good arm motion on that. Sure, as a hitter, that it looks like a fastball because he whips that right arm through and then he pulls the string. Maybe the circle changeup.
A changeup again and a swing and a miss for out number 2.
What a great location.
Delman Young coming to the plate with 2 men aboard. For more on Delman and his year, let's go to Jim Rich.
Thanks very much, guys. Well, Delman obviously has been swinging a hot bat, but Friday night his career as a Twin may have took a big step when Delman came up to the plate as a pinch hitter. And I asked Ron Gardenhire about it, that situation, and he said this morning that that's due to Delman's maturity, that he wanted him up there in a bases-loaded situation where he eventually drove in the game-winning run, and he comes through here, it appears.
With 2 men aboard, a 3-run jolt, and it's a 7-3 ball game.
Well, we saw some great change-ups right there by Medlin, but he left this place to look like a changeup up, and Delman jumped all over it. His 8th home run of the year, and there was no doubt about this one.
That very pitch we talked about that tailed away from a left-hander just seemed to tail right into Delman's swing.
And Delman keeping his hitting streak alive now at 10 games.
And he's now got 40 runs batted in, 3 behind Justin Morneau. Harris chops it to the right side. And that'll end the inning, but the Twins chip into the Oakland lead with a 3-run home run. It's 7-3. Still trail 7-3, but with his home run, another $14,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. Call 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org to contribute.
Well, we're seeing this guy mature and creating a lot of power. And Delman, only 24 years old in his 5th season. Twins really think that this guy is going to be a great one for many years to come.
Gregor Blanco leads things off against Jesse Crain. Four home runs hit today. There's a beautiful bunt up the line, and they'll let it go and go foul. So Harris watched it hug the edge of the grass, and finally it hit the edge and rolled foul.
Yeah, that's about the only play you have right here. Watch Blanco and his speed and staying on the grass, but then you can see the spin of the ball. And once it went foul, Harris pushed it to make sure it was a foul ball. Good effort right there by Blanco.
Blanco, before last night, had just been used as a late inning defensive replacement or a pinch runner. Nate McLouth had a disappointing year with the Braves before getting the worst of a collision with Jason Hayward in the outfield a few days ago.
Yeah, Blanco started the season in AAA, got called up in the middle part of May.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Blanco from Venezuela.
And now inside 2-2. Brain walked the first man he faced, but got Cabrera to get the Twins off the field in the top of the 7th. And punched to left field. A leadoff hit for Blanco, his second hit of the game. Back to the top of the order in Martin Prado. They're great deals at the great new ballpark, and maybe the best is a ticket in the alcohol-free The Our Family section, courtesy of the Our Family brands. Limited tickets are available this season. You can get tickets in the Our Family section for just $22. And you get a ticket to the game and a Schweikert hot dog and a Pepsi. Log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS and order your tickets. Here's Prado. Prado in last night's game got hits his last 3 times up, was retired his first time up, but now has 3 straight hits again, 6 for his last 7.
Keep an eye on Blanco at first base. Very good speed.
And another bunt. This one foul. Now you played in both leagues. Most of your career was in the American League, but you were in the National League when they did not have the designated hitter, and the American League did. And
right.
We've certainly discussed this before, but do you, as a player, did you prefer the National League style or the American League style?
As a pitcher that liked to complete what he started, I like the American League because in a 1-0 ball game in the 7th inning, you're not going to come out of the ball game being pinch hit for. I know in 1979 when we won the World Series, I was 12-5, but I had 20 no decisions that year, which is a major league record for most no decisions in 1 year. So yeah, I like the American League, but it's a completely different brand of baseball.
That's what Derek Lowe was telling me this morning. He said, in the National League, you've got to get off to a decent start. If you have an inning, well, let's just take Kevin Slowey's inning here. 4 runs in the first. By the 4th or 5th inning, when your turn came up in the batting order, the National League, you were out. You had no chance to recover from a 4-run first inning unless your teammates got those runs back for you right away.
Right.
1 strike to Prado.
I remember in '79, we won the World Series, but we had a ball club that always scored late. If we were down 1 or 2 runs in the 6th or 7th inning, the Pittsburgh Pirates won that year. And it just so happened a lot of those outings, I'd leave the ball game 1-1, 1-0, 2-1, something like that. And the team, I think of the 37 starts, I think they won 25 of them. But I was 12-5. So that's part of the game of baseball. But it's a completely different game because as a pitcher, you always have to know that that pitcher bats 9th. And then you have the number 8 hitter too. What do you do with him? It's a completely different thought process in the National League compared to the American League.
2-1.
That's why I think you mentioned, years back, Dick, that what they should do with interleague play, if they're not going to, maybe disregard it, is bring the National League rules here to Target Field, and then when we go to Philadelphia or New York or Milwaukee, you play the American League rules over there in the National League parks.
3-1. Runner goes. Butera's throw right there. My goodness. Second throw out for Butera.
That's
ball 4, though. I beg your pardon. Prado drew a walk. And despite a perfect throw by Butera, it'll be runners at first and second with nobody out. I thought the pitch was called a strike.
There's a fastball down and in, and Butera needs to throw it anyway, which he does. You're not sure, what that guy behind you is going to call. And another perfect throw by Butera. But it's ball 4 to Prado, and that puts runners at first and second. And Ron Gardenhire coming out to the mound. Brian Dunsing has been warming up in the bullpen.
Brooks Conrad, a switch hitter who's much more proficient as a left-handed batter than right, will be switched around with the Twins bringing in Brian Dunsing.
Cuts off. Great play right there to get the double play. Steps on first base bag. And then Blue applying the tag for the double play.
Well, the Twins bullpen has given back so far just 1 run since the 5th inning. But a threat here, first and second, nobody out. Brian Dunsing will try to get Brooks Conrad, who might be asked to bunt here again.
Yeah, Dunsing worked in last night's ball game, 1/3 of an inning through 10 pitches, 7 for strikes, making his 25th relief appearance. Yeah, definitely a bunting situation right here.
Conrad dropped down the squeeze that ended up deciding the ball game last night. Harris in on the grass at third already, and Morneau playing on the edge of the grass.
Now you have a very quick runner at second base. We'll see how the Twins play. And a lot of times in a bunting situation, it's the pitcher that might cover the third base bag. Ooh, missed a play right there. Kloof ran to second base as Dunsing threw the ball home.
So strike one, Dunsing to Conrad.
Conrad did not show bunt there.
One and one.
But he didn't show squeeze on that first pitch last night either.
That's what he said after the game when asked about the squeeze play. He said Bobby Cox said to him as he was going to the plate, keep heads up here, we might squeeze, and they let him swing away on one pitch, and as you remember, it was a high fastball, and Conrad said he was lucky he didn't pop it up. Check swing. Appeal, 2-1. And then they put the squeeze on, and Conrad, well, Bobby Cox used the same description for Conrad as he used for Rick Stelmazik in our little cut. Call him a dirt player, meaning he, nothing fancy about him, but he'll get the sign in this case, and they feel comfortable putting the sign for the squeeze on with Conrad at the plate. And now the lead runner goes. Blanco took off for third. Prado stayed close to first, and the bunt is pushed foul.
You have to look at that runner a couple times. Blanco thinking he can steal third.
Well, Conrad had popped that ball up. Twins might have had a chance for a triple play there. There's a high fly to left center. Kadire with a catch for the first out. So Conrad doesn't get the bunt down, ends up making the first out, and the runners stay put. And Hayward will come to the plate. Hayward with a couple of hits. A shattered bat double in the first. And then a little squibber off the end of the bat for a leadoff single in the fifth. And Dunsing clips the corner, 1 strike.
Well, Dunsing faced Hayward last night in the 8th inning. Hayward hit a ground ball to Kloof at short that he came in on and made an error.
That's a pitch Hayward pretty tough here. He'd been slumping coming into the series, and 4 strikeouts on Friday, another one today. And he's gone on 3 pitches for out number 2.
Boy, nasty pitches too. Breaking ball for strike 1, then 2 good sinkers down and in. And Dunsing picks up a big strikeout. Little tail on that good fastball.
So now McCann. McCann has struck out twice, walked and scored, and hit a bouncer to short. Ball one.
And the curveball just missing there.
Check swing, and it is 2-0. Dunsing, the rest of the bullpen, everybody for that matter, getting an off day at home tomorrow.
Yeah, bullpen, the best bullpen in the American League. 2.96 combined ERA out of the Twins bullpen.
2-1. Off day tomorrow, and then the Rockies come here for 3 games.
Great pitching matchup on Thursday.
Yep.
With Jimenez and Liriano going at each other.
Punto gobbles it up. Nice job by Dunsing with a single and walk starting the inning. He gets the next 3. It's still 7-3.
Has interleague play run its course? We'll find out what those gentlemen have to say as well. And we'd also like to wish happy birthday to Mary Freelock of Faribault, Minnesota, 100 years old, celebrating it here with the Twins. Dick and Bert, back up to you.
And you can see how you live to be 100. That beer in her left hand. You can't go wrong with that, Mary. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we've talked from time to time about how many young people we see here at the new ballpark and how thrilled we are for the new generation of Twins fans to enjoy this beautiful ballpark. There's Drew Butera, but how about the seniors who haven't been able to watch outdoor baseball for nearly 30 years and they get a chance to enjoy this new ballpark? That's just awesome.
It turned out to be a very nice day.
It's a bouncer foul. Butera trying to get aboard here. What the Twins need is in the 8th inning to have happen what happened in the 7th inning. Get somebody on base, somebody else on base, and somebody hits one into the second deck. Domi available as a pinch hitter, but we're in the 8th inning, and if the Twins are going to jump back in the game, the bottom of the order might roll around again in the 9th. There's a bouncer to short. And then 2, of course, you can't pinch hit for Butera with Mauer in the game as a DH. You would lose the DH rest of the game.
Well, Medlin has been outstanding. One hiccup in the 7th inning, but he's thrown only 88 pitches, 65 for strikes. 1 walk in the ball game with 4 strikeouts. Left that high change up to Delman Young that he hit the 3-run home run last inning.
Here's Punto. Moves a hand up the bat barrel and takes a strike. 0 for 2 with a walk. Punto leading off the 4th drew the walk. It was the first base runner for the Twins against Medlin. They didn't get their first hit until the 5th inning when Kubel doubled.
Boy, he's thrown 3 pitches. He's shown 3 pitches he can throw over at any time. That fastball for strike 1 to Punto, then the curveball, and then we've seen a very good changeup out of this right-hander. Like that.
Wow.
So strikeout number 5 in the ball game.
I think we were all impressed with what Jair Jurgens did for the Braves last year. He's going to have his hands full if he wants to win a spot in this rotation the way this guy's going.
Boy, that changeup with some movement on it, too. Kept it down in the strike zone nicely.
And Plouffe for the bouncer to short. And the 8th inning goes quickly for the Twins. On to the 9th. It's 7-3 Atlanta. Not much for Twins fans to cheer about here in this game through 8 innings.
Well, there you go. You are hereby circled. Your first Twins game.
And an 8th birthday.
Yeah, they're going to have to come back and watch the Twins win. Unless the Twins have a good bottom of the 9th inning. Alex Burnett coming into the ball game. Great job by Brian Dunsing. Getting out of that situation that Crane left him in the 8th inning. And Alex Burnett, very good out of the bullpen in his rookie season, making his 22nd appearance. 29 1/3 innings, the most innings of any reliever out of that bullpen.
See if they can get Troy Gloss out here. A couple of singles, a couple of solo home runs.
One thing Burnett has done, he's kept the ball in the ballpark. There's not a lot of home run yet at the major league level.
Can I just step up on the soapbox here one more time while the Braves are in town? Will you let me do that?
Sure, go ahead.
We've talked about the differences, the different challenges of American League teams playing in National League ballparks, and then invariably when you start talking about that, someone will say, well, the National Leaguers have to put someone in their DH spot, and that's an adjustment for them too. Look at the Atlanta Braves. They had Troy Gloss as their designated hitter last night. They got Eric Hinske as their designated hitter. What kind of comparable challenge is that when starting next week when we go to Philly, Twins pitchers who haven't hit all year long are going to be asked to grab a bat and try to not get hurt? All right, I'll step down. Fly ball right field. And Kubel comes in. And Gloss is retired, 1 away. And with the announcement made about a month ago, I might step back on the soapbox here. The announcement made a few weeks ago that in the All-Star game there'll be a DH all the time. And I think we both agreed at the time if it's a good idea for the All-Star game, it's probably a good idea to do it during the regular season too.
Well, they should do it for postseason too.
Yes.
When that happens in the World Series.
Here's Eric Hinsky. And Burnett misses the outside corner. Hinsky with a pair of doubles, one of them driving in a run in the first inning. And the Braves are perfectly suited to have a designated hitter with the likes of Gloss and Hinsky on the roster. 2 down. And that'll bring up Yunel Escobar. The bottom of the ninth, the Twins are due to start the inning with Joe Mauer. And it sure looks as if Medlin's going to have a chance to complete a ball game here, although the Braves do have a lefty warming up now. Escobar with a single and a walk his last 2 times up.
Well, Medlin has thrown 92 pitches after 8 innings. Five innings, he's thrown 10 pitches or less. So that's why he's able to go 8 innings and maybe have a chance for a complete game.
Johnny Venters is the lefty warming up. That's to right field. And Kubel running toward the line. Can't make the play. It gets by him. And Escobar goes to second with a 2-out double.
That ball had some slice on it right there. It's kind of a do or die with 2 outs to make that great catch. And the ball just kind of kept slicing away the inside out swing. Kubel just comes up a little short. The ball gets behind him. And it's not like at the Metrodome where that ball hits the turf and it would just run all the way to the wall. Because of the grass, it slowed down a little bit. And that kept Escobar at second base. His 9th double of the year, his 2nd hit of the ball game. And the 16th hit for the Braves.
Here's Cabrera. And there's strike 1. Cabrera 0 for 4. Scalded foul past Glenn Hubbard. Medlin in control of things. Just gave up 3 hits, including a 3-run home run in the 7th. One and 2. The one thing we've seen over the last, really a couple of weeks. We've talked so much when the team was healthier how long the lineup is for the Twins. And they had J.J. Hardy, an offensive threat, who's a fly to left. And Delman Young makes the catch, hitting 8th on the lineup, but the lineup isn't as long as it used to be with the injuries. We'll see what the Twins can do in the ninth.
Otto hit one, but then Troy Gloss hit a couple, one in the 5th, one in the 7th. And Medlin, 8 very good innings, 92 pitches, a career high outing for young Chris Medlin. As the Atlanta Braves take a 7-3 lead going into the bottom of the 9th inning. Johnny Venters coming into the ballgame. He got the win in last night's ballgame.
Came into the game, struck out Jason Kubel with the bases loaded in the 8th, and then the Braves scratched across the deciding run. They'll face Mauer, Morneau, and Kadire, and then the Twins hope Kubel, Young, and a few more.
Well, we saw some Venters last night. Hard breaking ball and a very good fastball. That fastball 92, and a very good slider.
Two and 0. Braves bullpen similar in style, I think, to the Tiger bullpen. Seems like everybody they run out there, righty lefty, throws hard. And Venters having a tough time throwing strikes right now.
Coming into this outing, 15 walks, 1 intentional in 26 2/3 innings, so he can put some people on via the walk. He does have 30 strikeouts.
A 4-pitch walk puts Mauer aboard to start the 9th.
There's Billy Wagner. He got the save in last night's ball game, the closer for the Braves. And that man right there, Bobby Cox.
Well, the Twins need a couple more base runners. Morneau trying to keep the line moving, as they say, with Kadire on deck. There's a strike that covers the inside corner. If one more batter reaches, then it does become a save situation. Mauer goes to second. Braves don't care, and it's 1-1. Defensive indifference, allowing Mauer to advance to second base.
Well, if they're going to give it to you, take it right there. You stay out of a possible double play.
One and one. The bat went farther than the ball. Morneau is retired at first on a close play, with Venters a little late in covering the bag.
Well, Venters might have been watching the barrel of the bat rather than get over there to cover the bag. Watch the barrel of the bat, how far that ball goes. Actually, Troy Gloss had to kind of wait to watch where the barrel went. And a foot race right there, won by the pitcher.
Here's Kadire with Mauer at third, and the Twins running out of outs. Down and in, ball one. Kadire singled and scored on Young's home run his last time up. Called a strike. Venters just about as tough against right-handed batters as lefties. Two and one. Boy, we saw that pitch that busted Morneau's bat. A tailing fastball that just darted in on the handle of his bat.
Yeah, there's some guys that just throw a heavy baseball, and that's what it looks like that Venters has, a heavy fastball.
Snagged by Venters, and he'll stare at Mauer and get the out at first. So a hard one hopper back to the mound for out number two.
Boy, this ball just stayed up. If that ball stays down, don't know if Vendors are going to be able to get this ball. Watch that ball hop. Kind of puts the glove down and kind of thigh high. That ball's knee high or a little bit lower. That may go into center field.
So the Twins got their leadoff man on, but Vendors has gotten the next two. Here's Kubel, who struck out with the bases loaded against Vendors yesterday.
Got a nasty fastball down. Remember, he started Kubel off with, like, I think 3 or 4 hard sliders. Then he got the count to 3-2 and then threw a perfect fastball down and away.
And that one about the same spot right there.
Oh, Bender's just 25 years old. This is his rookie season with the Braves. Signed by the Braves back in 2003.
Just off the plate, and it's 2-1. Three and one. And Vendors, if he puts Kubel aboard, might be taken out of the game with Wagner warmed up. Big swing and a foul. 3-2, and the Twins are down to their last strike. Three and two to Jason Kubel. He got a piece of it. Twins took 2 out of 3 against Kansas City, now in danger of losing 2 out of 3 to the Braves. Kubel again gets a 94-mile-per-hour fastball and taps it foul. Medlin hoping he's going to get win number 4 here today. 3-2 again to Kubel. And the Braves take the series 2-1. And the Braves took control of this game early on by scoring 4 runs in the first. Then they hit a few more solo home runs, 3 of them, and then Delman got 3 back.
Well, this guy right here, Chris Medlin, basically took it the rest of the way. He gave up a hit finally in the 5th inning, gave up the 3-run home run to Delman Young, but other than that, he's our Verizon player of the game. 8 innings, a career high, only 4 hits allowed.
And with the 4 home runs hit in today's game, 3 by the Braves, 1 by Delman Young, a total of $56,000